Yellow, 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 yellow. It is me. It is the Blender guy. I am back. I've hopefully fixed all of my audio issues. I just heard a really weird flare, so I'm hoping that's not a thing. But hello, I'm back. Um, Simo, it's been a sec, Simo. So the title should suggest everything we're doing today pretty easily. We're gonna make a pillow for it. So I'm gonna be playing around with soft bodies. For anybody that missed the disaster that was Monday, the new thing for the next 2 to 3 weeks, we'll say, is I'm gonna be focusing one modifier per day. So I'm gonna be doing soft bodies today. Today is all about soft bodies. So that's the focus today. Some quick administrative stuff because it's going to get asked a bunch of times during the stream, so I'll have to keep saying it, but I'll say it right now at the beginning. I took away the ability to suggest songs until I'm guaranteed that the audio is fixed. So sorry to introduce a new feature and take it away right away, but it'll be back. I just need to fix everything first. So I don't want that stress. It was like derailing the whole stream. I was getting really flustered. So the focus is on the 3D. Let's focus on the 3D. Anyway, that's everything. So I'm going to go ahead and pop the music back on and we're going to jump into it. That should be mixed pretty well, but you all let me know. But yeah, let's get into it. So, soft bodies. I'm making myself a little pillow fort. Pillow fort might be a bit of a misnomer. What we're really doing is we're making like a sleeping area for a bunch of demons. I use the word demon very lightly, but we're making a big giant fort of sleeping whatever. Like a dog bed, basically. A giant dog bed. That's a good way of saying it. So let's make a dog bed. So I'm going to start by just making a couple of pillows. And we're going to call these pillows like the primary part of the room. And we can throw a bunch of these around. And then we'll dig down into other stuff after this. So when I think of a pillow, you know, there's a lot of different kinds of pillows, which is weird. When you think about pillow, I think everybody has kind of a different idea of what a pillow looks like. I think of like a medieval throw pillow. My parents had one on the living room couch. They had a bunch of these guys, and they were like the most unusable pillows in the world. Hey, CQDK, how you doing? It was like there's a lot of these quote unquote pillows, but they're unusable. Like you wouldn't lay on them. You'd have to make like a big pile of them, hence what we're doing today, for them to be usable at all. So that's what I'm gonna make. I'm gonna make a big pile of pillows. But yeah, that's basically what it looks like right there. It's that. It might be a little weirder looking. But yeah, so anyway, we're gonna dig into this, and that's my preamble, whatever stuff done. How's everybody else doing? How are you all doing? Have been out in the sun for too long? Yeah, me too. I've been sunning a lot lately. That's good though. You should be getting out in the sun. What do you do outside? What's your outside thing? There we go. I'm gonna say that looks kind of perfect. Part of me wants to like go into it and make it asymmetrical and make it like lumpy and all sorts of stuff, but we're gonna do that naturally. So like there's no use in me playing with this. I think I just want to hit apply. Small school trip. That's nice. Where'd you all go? Where does a school go to a trip? So in high school, or not high school, in elementary school, we would take these school trips and we would go to usually just like hiking trails. I'm trying to think if we went anywhere like really fun. I think we went to the zoo one time. But for the most part, we would go to like hiking trails. And in fifth grade, I think it was fifth grade. Junie might be able to correct me on this one. I believe in fifth grade, you go to the mud trail. And so you hike through the woods, and then all of a sudden there's just mud, and they give you like these overalls to wear, this like rubber overalls, and you just trudge through the mud, and it's, I don't know, a lot of kids were freaking out. I guess it's supposed to teach you to like grow up or something. And yeah, I remember doing that. And the fun fact about that was my dad and I volunteered at that mud trail for years. So like every time we would go, I'd be like, oh yeah, my school like had us go here. It's not a big deal. But everybody that was there was like, you know, I've never been in the mud before or whatever. You know, mid-city Florida kids, never been in mud. This was just a trip for fun. Now, I don't want to be this guy, but I'm going to say it. Why? Why is there just like a random fun trip in school? That's cool. I'm not making fun of that. I'm not saying that shouldn't exist or whatever, but why? What's the point? Okay, so what I want to do, I think I want to make this a rigid body. I can't ask the teacher. I don't know the teacher. Like, explain it to us. What happened? You get in a bus. You guys go to the beach. You hang out, and then you get back in the bus and you go home. That was it. There was nothing else to it. Was it during school hours? Okay, so here we go. Soft body. Oh no. Oh, goal is turned on. Okay, so I know goal is gravity. You're making a barn for your animation? There you go. We should probably hang out in the animation tab. So I'm going to be in the animation tab for most of today. So let's do that. Let's go back to animation. Explain your barn to us. What's your animation? What are you making? Okay, so it's definitely collision. It's not rigid body. So we got a room. I'm going to grab the room. I'm going to turn off rigid body. I'm going to turn on collision. What the heck? It like melted. What? What? Why did it do that? All right, this doesn't make any sense. It just shrinks. Would this happen even if this wasn't here? Yes. Okay, so this is literally doing nothing. Okay, so that is very strange. Collision. Let's go back to collision. It is calculating something here. So the collision is detecting. It's just not... Yeah, it is. No, it has to be a soft body. It doesn't work that way. Soft body. There we go. Soft body and cloth. That's what I'm looking for. We're going to go one setting at a time. We're going to see what we get into. Oh gosh, this is going to kill my computer. It's a lot of vertices. You know what? We're going to do this. Let's reset this real quick. I'm going to remove this, or I'm going to leave this as is. We're going to call this pillow. And I'm just going to put on a very low poly box so that we can test it out without using so much data. So this should be a little bit easier for us. So again, I'm going to put on soft body. I'm going to put on goal. Collision. Oh, rigid body world. Obviously. What am I doing? I got it. We're set. We're back. Now it should work, right? No. What the heck? Well, that's frustrating. Let's just double check that this doesn't work. Yeah, what? Okay, so I have a box, right? And the box has rigid body on the soft body. Mass simulation is normal. Goal makes it sit in place. Edge, let's not worry about that. Make the room a collision. It just was a collision. I mean, I will throw out a collision. That's what we had, and then you said that was wrong. Okay, rigid body world. Does rigid body world include collisions? The goal is not turned on, but you're not supposed to keep goal on. That's going through, isn't it? It is going through. Okay. Okay, so now I gotta think to myself, single-sided. I might pull up the Blender manual. Yep, that's not working. Let's just really quickly. I'm just gonna, this is gonna be a little break from reality for just a second, but this will save us a lot of time. So, how to collide soft bodies. I'll show you what I'm looking at. Well, I'll take a look at this. Doing a scene from the Dukes of Hazzard. Well, there you go. That's very cool. If collision collection is set, the object must belong to the collection. The collision object has to be a mesh object. Yes, we got that. You have to activate collisions in the physics tab for the collision object. The collision object may also be a soft body. Okay, so I have collision turned on. I have soft body turned on, and I have collision turned on. Soft body, here we go. Soft body, simulate, blah, 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 blah. Exterior forces, here we go. Let's see, what do I want? I'm reading very fast. Interact with all force fields applied usually to particles. It only reacts with force fields? That doesn't make any sense. Let's try that real quick. Let's try a force field, and if that's the worst thing in the world, then I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. But we'll try a force field. Why not? Type. Force. Do we have a passive? I want like a soft body passive force field. I don't even really get what force fields are used for. Shape, point, line, plane, surface. Ugh, this is awful. Please don't tell me this works. Okay, I'm glad it didn't work. Color me actually glad that didn't work. I'm a little confused about what we need to be doing, though. You know, part of me thinks that we should just switch to a soft body and use goal. What is happening? That's what I get for not doing my research. That's what you get when you don't think things through from start to finish. Self-collision. Okay, tell you what, we're going to make a collection of things first. I'm going to take a break from this for just a second. We're going to focus on actually making the stuff that we want to collide with, because once I learn how to do it, it's just going to be about like throwing it as fast as I can against this wall. So let's make a couple of these. This is very annoying, though. You think like this whole setup should be a lot easier. Why have so many different things and they don't interact with each other, and they don't have any sort of text that says like I don't see any reason in Blender. Here we go. I'm gonna write a complaint to Blender, and I'm gonna apply it. I'm gonna open source this and send it to them or whatever. When you hit soft body, there should be a little box right here, like a 2-line box that says soft bodies simulate non-rigid collisions with force fields, collisions, rigid bodies, etc. There should be just a little box that tells you what they do. There's no reason not to do that. And you can have a little like drop down if you want to hide it, right? Shouldn't be that big of a deal. All right, so let's make a few of these. And I should make a collection for all of this. Because if I put it in a collection, that means I can very quickly select it. And if I can very quickly select it, then I can apply physics to all of them very fast. Yes, that's what we want to do. So I'm going to call you pillows. Oh, I meant to add something into the Discord. I meant to make a theme for today. So before anybody posts anything, let me put a theme on real quick. If you expected that there wouldn't be chaos on today's stream, I apologize. This is just kind of the way of things. This is just who I am as a person, honestly. Okay, so next up, we got a pillow. What else do we want? Well, we're definitely going to want like a blanket. Oh, part of me is like, what a piece of cloth work. Hold on. Now we're thinking. Now we're thinking. This is a bad idea, and this is going to backfire so badly. But will a piece of cloth work? So if I put you as a cloth and I give you like a ton of tension, it's going to fail. This is going to be bad. I mean, it's not the worst thing I've ever seen. At least it works. Let's lower those quality steps. I don't care about the quality steps. What I want is like a ton of tension. I want it to hold its shape decently well. Spring, there we go. Let's try that. Oh, yeah. Why even use soft bodies if you can use, this? It's almost like I named the title of the stream soft bodies, but I mean, yo, look at that. What up, Mr. Six? Am I gonna forego soft bodies for the rest of my life? Oh, look how perfect that looks. We just gotta drop the spring down. So let's say like 1.5 on the spring and see what that does. I know it's clipping through the bottom a little bit, and I don't love that, but like, come on. That's pretty good. Now the real question is, does it interact with itself? So we're going to want to up the quality steps now that we have one that we like. I might want to up the subdivisions as well. Oh, it's great. Freaking ad? What are we talking about? Oh, an ad? I mean, that's the beginning of the stream, Funk, right? So, to the best of my understanding, this should interact with other pieces of cloth, but I don't know that to be a fact. So if I put all this here, right? They don't touch each other. An ad pop out? What are we talking about? What is an ad pop out? So I'm going to want to drop these one at a time. This is not a great way to do this. So I definitely want to switch to the soft bodies. Okay. Well, this was a learning experiment. This is going to continue to be a learning experiment while we go. But, you know, color me not that upset about it. On the stream? Yeah. I mean, there's ads. Anybody who is affiliated has ads, basically. The way around it is to run an ad break at the beginning of every stream, but it only lasts a set period of time. And in my experience, it's usually not super worth it. So I just let it happen. I mean, it is what it is. That's kind of one thing that people talk about with streaming on YouTube. If you stream on YouTube, you have control over that stuff, which is a blessing, honestly. I can't believe, you know, Twitch has less customizability than YouTube in that respect, because it's kind of their whole thing. Like, Twitch has always kind of been like the premium platform for streaming. But hey, if YouTube wants to do it, right? Okay, so we got ourselves a cylinder. We're going to make ourselves those Yule log looking pillows. What's going on? Nothing much. It's been kind of a weird week for me, honestly. Last week I did a lot of work. I got a lot of like new, interesting kinds of work done. And I'm very pleased with it, and you guys are going to see the results of that soon. I know I've been hyping it up for a little bit, but it'll come to fruition, don't worry. But this week has just been weird. This week has just been like very strange. I feel like I haven't really done much, which is strange because I've done a lot, but it's one of those things where you put in effort for things, and the effort that you're doing is, I don't know. YouTube would be better for streaming if it had better discovery UI for streams. I actually disagree with you. I think YouTube has a lot better discoverability than Twitch. I think the one thing that YouTube is lacking is the live streaming culture. Like, Twitch is the place where you go to, like, you know, Kappa, LOL, you know, do all that kind of stuff. whereas YouTube is a lot more serious. You can't really browse live channels. Yeah, you can. You can totally browse live channels on YouTube. I'm going to clamp overlap. Actually, I need to apply scale first. And then I can bevel, clamp overlap, and let's do some subdivisions. 6 should be fine, and then I'll do the same thing right here, and then I think we're golden. I think we're golden. I think that's a perfect looking pillow. Right? I gotta put like a little button or something in here, but otherwise that's a pretty good looking pillow. Now usually there's a little divot in here, but I'm not gonna worry about it. This week has been weird for me too. What's been so weird about it? What's been going on with you? Okay. I just realized I've given myself a very hard challenge. It's my birthday? Well, happy birthday. Why is it weird? Okay, here's the challenge. Somebody who's good at 3D modeling will tell you that this is an easy solve. I want to put a button here, like a little sweet button right there, and on that side too. I want to put a button, but then when I run the soft body simulation, I want the button to be rigid. I want it to be a separate material, and I want it to export to Unreal. And all of that makes me think I shouldn't do it. A lot of thinking around? What does that mean? Like existentialism? You having an existential crisis? Man, I love Yoshi's Island music. Also, I should mention, if you guys stop hearing music, please let me know. We're probably just going to roll with it, but I want to know if it happens. Because the music kept breaking the other day, and it was just the worst thing in the world. These are too big. They should be like that. They're little. Yeah, just giant. Go ahead. Make them nice and small. There we go. Either the music is super low or not there right now. Well, let's turn it up a little bit, because, man, if it's turned off, I'm going to be pretty upset. It's pretty low on my computer, all things considered. Here. Is that better? Can you hear anything? I'm going to be so upset if the music... You know what? I'm not going to be upset. I'm not going to let it get to me. I'm not even going to think about it. If you can't hear anything... Nothing. Man, that is so stupid. I spent so long fixing it. Streamlabs. My God to Streamlabs. This audio is set up to my desktop audio. Desktop audio, right? Just normal desktop audio. We've been using desktop audio to listen to Spotify since day one of streaming. Just use OBS. Yeah, I'm going to switch. I'm over it. I'm like real over it. I'm over having to start my stream over and over and over again. I'm just like super over it. Streamlabs is awful. When I looked up the solution too, a lot of people online were like, just post your session notes or your session logs for Streamlabs or for OBS. And I look it up and Streamlabs doesn't do that. It's like, you charge money for your product. Like, you ask people to subscribe to your service and it works worse than the free option? Come on now. So yeah, we'll switch. I just need to make sure that everything ports over correctly. It's going to be a real pain in the butt. Okay, so we're making more soft objects. As a warning, the music's probably going to pop in and out. Streamlabs is it's free, but they have a subscription service for premium features. So you pay to get like extra stuff, which is, you know, fix your product first. You know what I want here? I want a D12. I love D12s. I'm gonna make a D12. I'm a big old nerd about D12s. So we're putting a big old D12 in here, and it's just gonna be a little thing. There we go. Probably about that big. All right, so let's go ahead and just make a little soft D12. That looks so good. Look how perfect that looks. Yeah, that's it right there. Now, realistically, what I should be doing for this D12. I should really be applying the bevel, right? If I'm going to be doing soft body stuff, I need to apply the bevel. So let's do that. Man, you guys are missing out on some good Sonic music. Okay, cool. So let's grab this, and I think I can just select similar area. Yeah, boom, easy. Super simple. Don't even think about it. Roll a d12 for initiative. That's what I'm talking about. D12s are my preferred dice. Actually, let's see if I have any on me. Hold on. Got my backpack. Got my big old backpack here. Let's see what we got in the backpack. What do we got? What do we got? Got little treasures in here. There he is. Oh, please don't fall out. Thank you. All right. Does this just become a D12 stream? I guess. These are my babies. If I had like a top-down desk camera, I'd put them on the desk for you, but I don't have anything like that. All right. Let's put them on the desk. And I don't have really good lighting to show you these guys, but I'll show you a couple of favorites. I had a friend make me this. So it is a D6. Hold on. It is a D6 that is completely flat and red on all sides, except one side has a little dragon's eye on it. So this guy, I roll if I want to do a 1 out of 6 chance. So this is for like doing sales in shops or activating traps, stuff like that. Really simple stuff. Let's see. What'll show up good on camera? Will that show up? Let's see if that shows up. Not really. It's got a bunch of glitter in it. Doesn't want to show up. I'm going to ruin the focus on my camera, too. Anyway, I got a bunch of them. Got a bunch of... just a bunch of dice. Just a whole bunch of them. I have a problem. I love dice. Especially D12s. Okay, so, moving on. Moving on from those D12s. Let's get up here. I'm actually going to throw the dice pretty high up so it rolls when it actually lands. If I was a good person, I would put I'd put characters in here. I would put like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I might do that later, but I'm not doing that right now. Like a bump or something would be nice on there, but that's not the point of today's stream. Today's just the pillow fort. All right, there we go. So, let's get back into the actual letting these guys fall on the floor here. You know, this shouldn't make a difference at all, but the more I think about it, the more I'm like, maybe I should extrude this. Let's just do a solidify. Solidify is going to be a little bit better for us. Let's remove the collision. I'm going to throw on a solidify. Solidify is going to have a thickness, let's just say 1. Who cares, right? That's huge. Never mind. 0.1. There we go. That'll do. Okay, so we've given it a little bit of volume, which I hope does it. If not, I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on. Now, the question remains, how are we going to get these things to fall on here? Collision seems obvious. Particle. Permeability. Let's just turn all of these up just a little bit. Stickiness. Okay, now smooth body. Thickness of the outer is just a little bit thick. We can make it a little bit bigger. That's fine. Inner is fine. Friction single-sided. It's not single-sided. Override normals. No. So if I take just one of you and we give you soft body, please work. Oh. Isn't that weird? Collision collection is pillows. Do I have to put them all in the same collection? These guys just worked. Why did they work? Also, what the heck is happening? I'm in no man's space. Where am I? Hold on. Let's press home. Yo, what happened? Okay, let's go ahead and press period on the room. Oh, good. We're ruined. It broke everything. Cool. What happened? I literally lost everything. I'm in the void. I don't even have a grid. Do recover? I'm not going to recover yet. What the heck? And I really want to understand what happened. Align active camera to selected. You know what might actually make this? I got an idea. Here we go. Now we're thinking. Now we're cooking. Let's throw on a camera. Let's go to camera view. We really did just break it, didn't we? Okay, well, we'll try recovery. I've done a save anyway, so a save should be fine. We have a pillow fort from 1 minute ago. Nope, that's after that happened. And we only have one other one, which, nope. Cool. Yeah, what happened? Okay, I'm back. I'm back. This tab is just messed up. You know what? We can solve this real easily. I'm just going to delete that tab. I'm going to duplicate the tab, and I'm going to add another... I'm going to add another guy right here. This is a disaster. That was weird. Okay, I'm going to save right now. We got a nice save. Perfect. We're here. If I press play and I don't animate. Why is it crazy? Why are you crazy? Why is this thing crazy? It just like loses its mind. Is the icosphere supposed to be a D12? It is a D12, yes. Why does this guy lose his mind? He just disintegrates into nothing. You start it and he grows to be the size. Yeah, and he did it again. Okay, this pillow takes over the whole world. Why? What? Well, at least I have a solution to it. You know what I'm gonna do here? I'm actually we're gonna preempt this. I'm gonna go ahead and preempt this and make a duplicate here. And we're gonna work on this duplicate. Yeah, that was smart, because then it messed up. Okay, so he's the one that's messing us up. This guy destroys our whole scene. Wow, Simo with the big roast. This looks just like a D12. What are you talking about? Oh, you're right. Nope, you're right. Simo, you're right. When you're right, you're right. Simo's right. All right, Simo, you got it. You're right. It has pentagons for faces. It doesn't have triangles for faces. Well, that's a shame. I'm going to figure out how to make a D12 then. You guys have a weird little line there, too. I don't have that on mine. I can't see that. I think that's a fragment from the filter that I'm using on OBS. Okay, so first off, let's try and fix this. Okay, so hear that lightning? What's up, Barrel? I think that might be a big part of it. How am I doing? Man, is chaotic the right word for it? Things are going a little nutty right now, if I have to be honest. You are cooked? What does that mean? We fixed it. We did it. And the soft body worked. We did it. We did it. I don't know how we did it. I don't know why we did it. I don't know what we did it, but we did it. We did it. We got the soft body to work. Okay, so it was definitely because this was a flat texture. That makes sense. It's hot here. It is super hot here too. I've made a habit of every morning I wake up and I go stretch and just do yoga in the backyard. And every day it gets harder and harder to do because it's just getting hotter and hotter. Okay, friction, mass. Let's say mass is 2. Let's say friction is higher. And I don't want it to collapse like that. That is too much. Oh, I bet that was my problem. I bet this is the problem, right? It goes right through this? Yeah. We did it. We're here. We're back. I understand. I get collisions now. I get it. We were limiting the amount of collisions that we could do. That's so perfect. Good to know. It's raining outside? Yeah, it's raining like crazy here. It's 87 for you? Yo. Let's look up, what was the temperature this morning? Orlando, Florida weather. Let's see, this morning, it was 90 degrees. That's not that bad. 90 degrees isn't the worst. We get 105 fairly regularly. Okay, so let's turn field absorption down. Why is it collapsing into nothing? Why is it doing this? Yeah. Well, I mean, Florida's always been a problem. Okay, what is this? Dampening. That's not it. Anybody know why it's doing this? Why it's crumbling? Why is it doing that? I'm assuming it's got to be this setting, but I don't see a setting that would affect this. It looks like it just has its shape, and the shape is it. Edges. Oh, here we go. Plasticity. That's not the one. Bending, 1. Okay, well, bending's doing something, but it's definitely not the right thing. You live in Florida? I mean, it's a place to live. Push-pull. What if I do these to 0? What is that going to do? Oh. Okay, well, that is bad. But at least it's giving us something. Dampening, let's turn to like 10. 90 degrees? Yeah, that's what it was. No, it's not 90 degrees Celsius. Oh, 90 degrees Celsius is a different thing altogether. Stiffness. Here we go. What? What is wrong with soft bodies? My brain. I can't handle all this. How do you make a pillow? I'm like, okay, soft body. When I think of soft body, I think of that Jello Tetris. Yeah, but how do they do Jello Tetris with soft bodies? Like, how do they keep this from happening? Because ideally, I just want to copy Jello Tetris and use that exact formula. But it's not working. I'm kind of with you that I should be using fabric, but then I got to make it collide. Can I do collision with fabric? Let's try that. Okay, so I got a cloth. Can I also add collision? You can also add collision. There we go. Okay. This is gonna take forever to render. Oh, okay. Cool. I'm never using soft body again. Well, this was supposed to be the soft body stream, but screw that. Okay, so we just got to get the settings correct on all of this. So let's double down on this. We want friction to be really high. Tension internal spring. Let's lower that spring just a little bit. And let's lower the tension down quite a bit. I feel bad that I'm enjoying such good music and you guys don't have any music, but man, I just have to solve it. Yeah, we're done with Streamlabs. Anyway. I said I wouldn't talk about it, but I'm thinking about it. It's driving me nuts. I want a friction of 1. I want these things to sit on top of each other a lot. So, if I grab you and I do Control L and I link collections? This isn't called collections, is it? What is this called? This is physics. I think we just got to copy it. Oh, I can just do modifiers, obviously. It's modifiers, right? Yeah, it's modifiers. Okay, boom. I'm going to go ahead and link modifiers. And I kind of think I did it backwards. I did. Wait, what? Okay, we're back. Grab you, copy modifiers. Now I look at you, and you have just cloth. Why? Why? This is so annoying. Why doesn't it just work? Okay, well, all we want to do is just check our friction and make sure that we're grabbing everything like nice and friction, and then we should be set. So this is going to be a little bit tedious, but we're going to have a really nice result. And it's so slippery. That's the part I don't get. Why is it so slippery? It's like the pillows are made out of satin. Okay, so I can get rid of particle. We don't want particle. We just want soft body. Oh. Here we go. Here we go. I was doing the wrong friction. We want soft body cloth friction. That didn't do anything. Why not? We're going to want maybe 100. Let's go crazy. 80. 80 is max. Oh, they definitely made a difference. Okay, we're here. We're back. Is this going not well? It's going a little crazy. I'm definitely losing my mind a little bit. Definitely losing my mind just a little bit. But we're going to make sure we copy all the settings exactly from everything. And I'm going to do quality steps down to 4. And I think we're good to start copying. Okay, so we definitely don't want... What did I lower? I lowered the spring. So we want the spring to stay 0.5. But now we can do quality steps to 4. I didn't know the spring would make that big of a difference. There we go. That'll do. Yep, so we're just kind of grabbing a bunch of them. Sure, let's go for it. So cloth and collision. Quality steps 4. Mass 0.3. Yep, they're all 0.3. everything here, 1.5 on the spring. Now we come down to collision and we grab soft body, and the friction on soft body is 80, and I believe we're here. Hey now. This is going to need some more geometry, but we're in business. We're doing it. We're in business, and I got to remake the D12. You know, to some degree, thank you to Simo. To some degree, Simo, you've given me more work to do. But can't say I'm mad about it. I did sign up for this. But I gotta say it's going a lot better than I thought it was gonna go. So, can't be that upset. It's going infinitely better than I thought it would. So for sure, I'm going to start doing collision data and stuff before I copy my objects. So that way they will all render in real time with each other. But beyond that, I think we're in business. So let's delete you. This is going to take a little bit to process. But we should have a little pile of pillows. Perfect. Perfect. Now I'm going to material the heck out of these things. I'm going to put a bunch of randoms on them so they all have slightly different things. Might put a little bit of like a dirty splotch on one of them to try and make it look like lived in. But we're here. This is beautiful. This is gorgeous. All right, let's get this guy over here. Let's edit this guy. So how do we want to fix it so that it doesn't crumple in on itself? I'm thinking the answer is the thing that I wanted to not do earlier. I'm thinking what we want to do is we want to grab this guy, we want to inset a hole, and then repeat. And we're going to have to do both sides, actually, now I'm thinking about it. Boom, boom, boom. All the way down. The inside could stay probably fine, I think, unless we want to poke it. Sure, we'll poke it. I don't care. Is this an unbelievable amount of geometry? It's a little bad. This is a little bad. But I don't care. It is what it is. It's for the betterment of our simulation. I can always reduce geometry after I've run my simulation, so who cares? I don't care. There we go. We got just a little bit of a divot in there. Let's go ahead and up that divot just a little bit more. Just like that. Perfect. It is currently pouring outside, so hopefully nothing too wild happens. Oh, I forgot to do the theme today. So here you go, everybody. Here's your theme. Today's theme is sleep. Whatever you guys want to give me for sleep on today's recommendation, we're doing sleep today. Okay. So this is officially going to kill my computer. If all of a sudden the stream just stops, know that it's my fault and I ruined it. But it is what it is. We're going to let this just run its course. Everything should just stack right on top of it. Now, is this guy crinkling correctly? Oh, he looks pretty bad. Maybe we want to stay away from these guys. Maybe I'll place these guys manually. You know what? I think I'm going to place them manually. I'm going to place a couple of these in the corner. These will be the nice ones. The demons don't want to sleep on these guys. They're too rigid. That's my excuse. So instead, I'm going to throw the cloth off of you and you're just a collision detail. And we're going to go ahead and scale this guy down to 0. 90 degrees. I'm going to put you over in the corner. Make you just a little bit bigger. There we go. We got a nice fancy pillow set against the wall. And nobody wants to sleep on this bad boy. He's too uncomfortable. If we want to get really authentic, I could throw a little bit of cloth filter on there, but I kind of think that's not going to do much. So let's not worry about it. So more pillows. How in the world am I going to make a D12? How in the world am I going to make a D12? I thought I had it. I thought I had it made. Turns out I was very wrong. Also, everybody take a drink. I'm thirsty. You all should be thirsty too. Oh. So I've been doing the most sacrilegious thing. Math function, regular solid, dodecahedron. Okay. You've said it. Where am I looking for that? That is math function, regular solid. First off, let's just look through the menus real quick. Math function, regular solid, and dodecahedron. Oh, SEMO. What would I do without you? There we go. There's a D12. I got it right on my first try. Who would have thought? I definitely didn't make a wrong object and claim that it was a D12 without paying any attention to what I'm actually doing. I got it right on my first try. There we go. Nice little guy. Let's give it just a 3. 3 is going to be fine enough for this. Got ourselves a nice little pillow. Okay, so we just got to make a bunch of pillows. What kind of pillows do you guys want to see? I'm willing to throw this guy in the corner. This guy's going to be a corner. He's cool. He's too cool to put out in the center. All right, please don't give me like a unicorn or something. I know me saying that means that somebody's going to write unicorn. I'm going to completely ignore you. But like, what kind of pillows should we do? What kind of pillows are there? You know what? I'm going to make a circular throw pillow real quick. Let's make a UV sphere of 40 by 20. A body pillow? I can make a body pillow. Phinox? What the heck is Phinox? What does that even mean? All right. Man, it is pouring outside. It is going nuts out there. Okay, so that is a little throw pillow. Look at that. So nice. Oh, Phoenix. Nope, I'm not doing organic shapes. We get requested organic shapes all the time. I'm not a character designer. We're doing environmental design right now. You know what? This should be big. This is going to be like a beanbag. Oh, I should throw beanbags in here. Oh, we should make beanbags. For sure we should make beanbags. Okay, we're making beanbags. We're going to make a couple of beanbags. There we go. Now, I'm trying to, like, figure out the theme of all of this. Anime husband body pillow. I'll make a body pillow just for you. But it's not going in the game. If you want to suggest that as the speed sketch, that might even be a funny speed sketch, because I think that could get messed up pretty quickly by other people's suggestions. Okay. Thematically, what would a beanbag be made out of? Yeah, I'm not answering that one, Sniper. No. What would a beanbag be made out of in the medieval times? Beans? Beans? Would it be beans or would it be like rice? It would be rice, wouldn't it? So we gotta make like a burlap bag. Okay, let's make a burlap bag. 100%. We gotta make a burlap bag of some like rice or something. Or sand. I don't believe in the sand as much, because if the sand gets out, that's a big problem. If the rice gets out, it's a problem, but you'll live. You'll be fine. It's rice. Who cares? If you spill a bunch of rice in your bed, you're not going to be happy. But, like, you can reasonably clean that up. If you spill a bunch of sand in your bed, you sleep with sand for a year. Like, the rest of that year is sand bed. Okay, so a burlap sack is going to look like that. And then we're going to hit apply. And then I'm going to mangle this thing up, I think. I hate sand. It's coarse and gets everywhere. That is the second time Beryl has said that one. And love it just as much as the first time. Love myself a prequel meme. Anybody who hates the prequels doesn't understand the finer things in life. Now, if you think that the original series is better than the prequels, sand goes in all the holes. What's up, Fun Pro Gamer? If you think the prequels are better than the originals, we might have a problem, right? You might be a little off your rocker. But if you think they're bad, I think you're an edgelord. I think you gotta rethink your priorities a little bit. They're not that bad. Is pod racing bad? Yeah, pod racing's bad. Is the fight against Darth Maul bad? No, it's good. It's very good. Just because there's pod racing in the movie, does that mean that like the whole movie's terrible? No, not at all. Now this is pod racing. The prequels are better than the new? I mean, absolutely. Everything's better than the new. It's a shame, too, because the new Star Wars, from a like visual design standpoint, is very good. I mean, that's what Disney does well, right? Disney does like good world building. Disney's just very bad at making something that people like. Being like relatable, I guess. Disney's obsessed right now. Like deeply, deeply obsessed with like, here's a girl who is a hyper fighter warrior princess and she's awesome and everybody is in love with her. And it's like, do you think that's feminism? Do you think that's like what like young girls and stuff want? Is to be like idolized for being like a monk, being like a Diablo 3 monk? Because I don't think that's like women's culture. It's just weird. It's a weird like it's a weird obsession they have right now. You can tell it's written by men. You can tell it's a bunch of dudes. It's the same as Final Fantasy 14, right? It's a bunch of dudes who are like, here is what women like, right? And you're like, no. That's not how people think. You know what you should do if you want to be like, you know, new and hip and modern? Put a gay character in your franchise and then just don't tell people that they're gay. Just have them. Just have them be a character and don't be like, and they're gay. Just let them be gay. Who cares? Ain't that big. Mandalorian is pretty much the only Star Wars media I like. I haven't read the books or the comics, but yeah. I like a lot of Star Wars. I like a lot of old Star Wars. But it's hard to really be a Star Wars fan. I mean, I'm not a Star Wars fan at all. Let's put that out there. The lead storyteller for Final Fantasy XIV is a woman. Let me tell you this. Final Fantasy XIV is the least feminist piece of media I've ever experienced in my life. There's spaghetti Western movies that have better feminism than Final Fantasy XIV. The main character of that is such a, like, boring mess without character. It's unbelievable. And I'm not a woman, so I shouldn't be the one that says all this. Maybe I have the wrong opinion. That's fine. I'll take it if I'm wrong. But like, good God, it just hits you over the head with it, and it's like her goal is to resurrect her sister because, you know, women are important, and she wears Louis Vuitton while she's doing it. What? Why? Why does she wear Louis Vuitton in a fantasy universe? It's just, just gross. Oh, it's so gross. They do it for the Twitter crowd. Problem being, Twitter crowd does not make the box office money or merch money. I don't totally agree with that. Oh, I am confusing 14. Sorry. 13. I'm talking about Lightning. I'm talking about Lightning Returns. Yes, you're right. I apologize. Everybody who likes 14, I am so sorry. I meant 13. They're just a bunch of numbers. It's hard to keep up with. Yes, Final Fantasy 13 is the worst piece of feminism I've ever experienced. Final Fantasy 14, from what I can tell, is good. Final Fantasy 14 looks very good. Okay, so we got a bag of rice. I should name it. We're going to call these circular pillows. You're about to say 14 has an amazing story? Yes, yes, yes. I'm wrong. I'm wrong. I will gladly be wrong. I'm talking about Final Fantasy 13, which is not good. And then they wrote Final Fantasy 15, which is like, in my opinion, like the best Final Fantasy probably ever. Final Fantasy 15 is amazing. It's like a masterpiece. It has its problems for sure, but every Final Fantasy does, right? Like, yeah. It's just the boys. For anybody who hasn't played Final Fantasy 14, let me give you a quick explanation. It's four, I think it's four boys that are just best friends, and they're going on a road trip for reasons. I'm not going to say. 15, yes, 15. I get my numbers wrong. It's just a bunch of boys, and they go on a road trip, and you literally get into a flying car and just drive around. And you go fight monsters, and you go visit diners, and you have food, and you play rock, paper, scissors, and all sorts of mini games inside of hotel rooms. No, 15 is not boring at all. It's amazing. Okay, so what are the kind of pillows we need? We got a bag of rice. We got the regular pillows. We got circular pillows. We got this guy, a D12. What else? Thinking about pillows that I have right now in my house, or other things that could be used like pillows. Where have I slept before? I'm not doing that, sniper. Humma. A cactus? Oh, I can get into a cactus. Those cushions that have arms that you lean against? That creeps me out. Invincible does it right. Main protagonist has a gay friend, and it's just a dude who is gay, while being gay is a component of the character. His character is not the gay dude. Exactly. Exactly. I mean, that's how everything should be. I think you saw a lot of weird gay rights in, like, especially the 80s. I'm going to say 90s as well, but especially in the 80s. You saw a lot of weird gay rights, and this is a common thing, and a lot of people who don't like gay people have used this as an example to justify disliking gay people. So here's a little bit of education for you. Back in the 80s, gay people were basically banned from everything except for nightclubs, where, you know, nightclub owners were like, money's money, who cares? Sure, come on, hang out, whatever, I don't care. And so gay people spent a lot of time at nightclubs, and, you know, I don't have to be the one to tell you what happens at nightclubs. Nightclubs are scandalous sort of things. And so people would go to nightclubs, and they would do the kinds of things that you do at nightclubs. And gay people received a reputation as being, you know, over-sexual and, you know, being obsessed with that sort of culture. And so when gay people started appearing on the scene who didn't care for nightclubs and they wanted to just kind of live normal lives, a lot of lawmakers and stuff came out of the woodwork, and they're like, well, you guys just like clubbing. You just like doing this and that and this. And it's like, well, that's all we've been allowed to do. And that's been a huge problem for a long time. And a lot of gay rights, like, pushback has been a result of that. You know, what are they going to do to our kids and stuff like that? And so it's been kind of a weird, bumpy road for gay people in general. And so to see shows that are like actively representing gay people in, useful, productive ways. About time, honestly. About time. All right, that's enough of my preaching. These things, reading pillows. Okay, let's pull this up. Oh, these are dope. Yes. Okay, yeah. Junie, you got it. I'll do one of these. Junie, I distinctly remember you having one of these that we would sit on in the living room. There we go. It's kind of a cactus. It needs a little bit of love. How am I going to fix this? This part right here is messy. Part of me wants to just take this guy and dissolve it and see what that does. Yeah, I like that. Does this have to be a perfect little cactus pillow? I don't think so. So who cares, right? I always have one. They always hurt my back, if I'm being perfectly honest. They don't treat me super well. I don't love those pillows, but they are iconic, and I will make one. Okay, 1 out of 10. How bad is this pillow? How bad does this look? Because I think it looks pretty bad. Tell you what, we're going to lower this guy way down, and we're going to lower this guy just a little bit. 2, I would agree. 2 sounds about right to me. That looks a little bit better. And actually, you know what it needs? It needs to be flattened. He's waving at us. For sure. Oh, you know what else it needs? Okay, I got it. We're here. Sniper, you're being a little edgy today. Everything okay? That looks so much better. It looks a little bit like Hamburger Helper. It does, yeah. Absolutely. I think we can solve that problem pretty quickly by doing this. That didn't work, did it? No, it didn't. There we go. I mean, that's fine. Bring it down a little bit, though. Let's we're not being hostile today. All right, that. You know what? I think I know what would sell it. I think I know what would sell this. It's this top part that needs help. He's still waving? Yeah. I think we got to fix that. His name is Ted. This is Ted the pillow. Okay, here we go. We'll do that. We'll do that. Now it kind of even looks a little bit more like a weird glove. But I think if I do this... Let's do the whole thing. Here we go. I'm going to make it just really skinny. I think that's going to be sort of the answer for us. No. I'm going off my own brain. Going off my own brain. We're here. There we go. And I'm going to put little spikes on him. So he'll be nice and spiky once we're done. Honestly, I'm set. We support cactus of all shapes and sizes in this chat. Absolutely. Junie's got the right idea. You should use more references, though. I mean, to some degree. I sort of like just being random and crazy. This is not how my process looks when I'm making stuff offline. I just kind of like to push myself a little bit. I don't know. Makes me think in new ways. Makes me more creative. I do what's best. That looks perfect. Honestly, I would cuddle with this thing. The only thing I would add is that should come out a little bit more. Looks like a cactus from Looney Tunes. It does look like a cactus from Looney Tunes. I'll give you that. Honestly, you can't hate that. You can't hate that. If you hate that, too bad for you. Too bad for you. That's my cactus pillow. Done. The more I pile them up on top of each other, the longer the simulation is going to take, but the more they're going to sort of droop all over the place. So I think I want to do it this way. Instead of spreading them all out along the room, I think I do want it to be like this. A crab pincer? It do be looking like a crab pincer. It's rabbit hunting season? All right. Oh, yes, yes, Looney Tunes. I understand. Okay, so I've been suggested red and anime body pedal pillow and crying, as in crying yourself to sleep, thanks to Joe. Joe, that's very grim of you. Okay, so let's make one more pillow, and then I'm gonna start doing materials, and then we'll come back to the pillows. So let's do this. Here's a pillow. Okay, how am I gonna make this? I actually really like that you sent me this one, because normally they have a little bit of a seam right here that pops out. And I was like really regretting how I was going to make that. But this looks doable. This looks really doable. It's a red anime body pillow crying. I sort of love it. I think sexuality is not something to be discussed in children's entertainment, be it homo or hetero, just no for everyone. I kind of disagree with that. I think sexuality is important as far as it relates to identity. It's difficult, right? Because the word sexuality means a lot of different things at this point. And it's difficult to like really quantify what is and is not under that umbrella at this point. We should just have two separate words for it. I've been vouching for that for years. But you know, what am I, right? I've always said that you should have like two different things. One of them should be who you're attracted to, and one should be how you see yourself. And the fact that those words get combined most of the time is very strange to me. I just don't get it. But I'm not the guy who gets to be in control of that. So I just live my life and I keep on keeping on, you know? That's all I can do. What do you mean by two different words like straight and gay? No. Okay, so this might not have hit you at your day and age, but eventually it will. I think sexuality is not a personality feature. That's exactly what I'm saying. So it's pretty common to say like, you know, that guy is gay. And by saying gay, what you're saying is that that person likes men and they want men to like them. And that works when there's only two, men and women, right? But more and more, it gets more complicated. And we're at a point now where it's like, I'm getting mind flooded by the music. It's reached a point where like sexuality is so complicated, people have so many different kinds of sexuality, that it'd be so much easier to say, I am interested in blank, but I am blank. Right? Like, here's a great example. Here's what I am as a human being. Here's a bit of an adult take on this. I am a relatively straight man. I act like a man. I do manly things. I present as a man. I don't like putting a lot of effort into fashion. I enjoy stereotypically male things. Not that there's, you know, not that it has to be male, but most people would see me as being a straight male. I have no problem with trans women. But as a straight man, you can't like trans women. And so to say that I am a person that seems male, but I'm into things that you're not allowed to be into as a straight male is difficult. That's a difficult like world to exist in because there's not a word for that. You're just kind of an it at that point. And that's where our views on sexuality are very limited, I would say. Does that look about right? I think maybe we want to go back a little bit more. I think maybe this was a mistake. If I grab this and I totally dissolve this is going to backfire, isn't it? Let's get rid of you. This is going to backfire. That didn't backfire too bad, actually. Looking good so far until I messed it up. Looking good until I messed it up, but, that's what you all have come to expect of me. That's kind of the legacy I've left behind here. This is, what the heck is going on there? There's an extra one. Oh, it just did it. Here's where we get the obligatory SEMO comment that says topology. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the topology comment. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just merge at last, and I believe we're done. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, now let's throw this on it. Oh, she's perfect. Yeah, we've done it. We've absolutely done it. The Thunder agrees. The only thing that I think it's missing is this part on the back gets a little bit higher than what we have. So I think we actually want to come back and fix this. Like that. And I might even grab these guys and pop them up a little bit. We're hearing the same thunder, so I know exactly what which rumble you meant. I don't get mad. Okay, so we have an auto mod. Let's see this. Found. Okay, hold on. I gotta really synthesize this comment. This is a borderline comment here, Sniper. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that banned. It's not the most disgraceful thing you've ever said, but I'm gonna leave that banned. I think saying to each their own is definitely like the most important thing in the world. There you go. We'll just go ahead and do that. I appreciate that, Junie. Be careful how you word things. I think if you don't like a group of people in general, you should really be questioning yourself. Like, that inherently is what prejudice is. And it's okay if you make generalizations. And maybe that's not the right thing to say, and I know there might be a lot of pushback to me saying that. I think it's okay to make generalizations as long as they're private. Right? If you think group of people X always do blank, I don't really agree with that line of thinking, but I get where that comes from. I get, like, why that happens. I was actually talking to somebody about this recently. You know, if you were a cop in the 1950s, who conducted the most crime? I'm not going to answer that because it's going to be TOS, but there was an answer. But the answer is not because those people are bad. It's because those people lived in poverty-stricken areas where crime is somewhat necessary. And so you have to have a bit of, like, understanding of where other people are coming from when you make judgment like that, when you say big, like, overlapping statements like that. Yeah, but it's going to affect you one way or another. Saying that I don't want it to affect me is, like, that's not how the world works. Everything in the world affects everyone. I've been saying that for years. Like, if you're rich, right? If you're a billionaire, the quality of life of the guy who is like putting your groceries away, or like, you know, helping you ring out at the grocery store, the quality of that person's life affects you. It doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter like how far removed you are from that type of work or being close to that kind of person. You know, people will affect you no matter how far removed you are from them. And that's sort of a big problem that I have with a lot of people in general, is like, you can't get away from being empathetic. You might not be a nice person, but you have to be empathetic. If you're not, you're just going to be affected by everybody around you constantly, and you won't realize why, and you'll be upset about it. It'll only negatively affect you if you're not an empathetic person. There's a cut right there, and I don't love this cut. I really struggle with people who like refuse to be empathetic. That's a very difficult thing for me to like forgive people of. I'm a very deeply empathetic person, so I have a hard time when other people are like, who cares? It's like, well, I care. How can you treat people like that? I think I just feel for everybody. I think I feel very connected to, you know, humanity in general. And that's probably been the most pretentious statement of the day. Let's put that one out there. As long as you're happy, yeah, I totally agree. I think that's the best way to say it. What does empathetic mean? Like sorry for someone? Okay, so this is tough. Empathetic means a lot of different things depending on your context. Literally speaking, and by literally I mean literature, like the English language. Literally speaking, empathetic is your ability to understand like what other people are feeling, like to put yourself in somebody else's shoes. Whereas sympathetic is your ability to be nice to somebody that's like in a bad way, but you don't necessarily understand why they're in a bad way. So having empathy is super important. It's kind of the thing that, you know, quote unquote Americans have the most trouble with. Okay, there's the wall. I kind of want to throw it against the wall, so I'm going to do this. We're going to put it up just a little bit. There we go. That'll do. Yeah, and that'll plop right down and it'll be good. Okay, let's do some materialing. We got about an hour until we do a speed sketch, which is good. For whatever reason, my whole room just turned yellow. What the heck? Do you see that in the camera? Why is my room so yellow? What? It wasn't that yellow when I started streaming. I think it might be because it's raining outside. I don't know. Maybe there's like weird sunlight coming in or something. So like not being empathetic means saying screw you, it doesn't affect me. Exactly. A lack of altruism. Yeah, and if people, there's a lot of people who've convinced themselves that being empathetic is not worthwhile because they think if I put myself in a position where I don't have to rely on other people, then it doesn't matter if they're having a good time or a bad time, it's all about me. But that's just not how the world works. When you're driving down the road, people are cutting you off. When you're going to food, there's people in front of you. The cost of goods and services is based off of the economic pressure of the world around you. The happier everybody is, the better it is for everyone. I really struggle with people that can't be empathetic because it's not good for you. You might think it's good for you because you're being a jerk and cutting off somebody at Disneyland, but the next person's just going to cut you off at Disneyland. So you're not saving any time. You're just making the world worse for everyone. It's very upsetting to me. Okay. This has been very highfalutin. Make a crown pillow? Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah, let's make a crown pillow. We'll make a crown pillow. You know what? I'll do that right now. I'll make a little crown pillow. Hold on. Good call out. Okay, a crown pillow. Crown pillow is going to be really easy to do. Yeah, it's going to be really easy. I'm going to do a Taurus. We're going to want to do a Taurus, and I'm going to have to kind of guesswork at it because I don't remember the hotkey. I think it's F12, but F12 might also be the thing that closes your 3D modeler or your application, so I'm not sure. Let's see, 4. Yep, that's what I want. Okay, so I want 7, so that means I want 14. And 4, I think I want 5. Did I math this out correctly? I think I did. I think I mathed this perfectly. Yeah, that's going to be great. This is going to be perfect. Cool. So let's go ahead and jump into edit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. F12 is render. Okay. What's the thing that brings up the menu when menus drop down? Okay, I know I said that as badly as I could. If I click somewhere and I get rid of this menu, what brings this back? Again, Simo, I don't know what I'd do without you. F9. F9. Okay. You got it. Nothing? No, F9. I think we got to go with 3. I don't love how overly detailed all this is. Yeah, let's try it right now. Let's get a live example. Okay, hold on. That didn't work. Let's go back to edit mode. I'm going to go ahead and put on a smooth. Oops, I misclicked. F9. There it is. There we go. That's a crown. It looks a little bit like a water droplet has hit the surface. Yeah, it's very useful to have. Sniper, don't just say nothing if you don't know the answer. That's not helpful. That doesn't help anybody. What do I want? I want to use F2 and fatten. Hello? F4. Well, it's something. What am I looking for? Where's search? F2. Is it F1? No. F3. Oh, it is F3. I just typed it wrong the first time. Okay, we got it. I thought it was F3. Hey, look at that. She's gorgeous. It looks a little weird. How am I going to fix this? How am I going to fix this? The dating trans people is complicated. Okay, I'm going to be very careful when I read this out loud. That's a very mature point, Beryl. Beryl has talked about having biological children and how that is like distinguishing their ability to be in a trans relationship. And I think that's very fair. And I think that's a true reality of trans culture. You know, if you can be as like kind and mannerful as you have just said, and especially being responsible enough not to form relationships just for the sake of like short-term gain, I think it's a very mature opinion to have about it. You can't edit a primitive if you move it. Yeah, once things have been edited past the point, it's basically like a fancy undo. You can only go back one step. Beryl, that's a pretty mature opinion. I think a lot of people should have that opinion. I think even in general, even like hookup culture and stuff like that, people should have the opinion that you have. This is very well put. Looks like Milcery's head. What is Milcery? That is, I think, as good as I'm going to get it. Dare I put this out here? I think that's as good as I'm going to get it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to raise up this bottom ring right here. Pokemon? Can't you word the opinion? I don't really understand. You're asking for Barrel's opinion? Which opinion are you talking about? There we go. That's going to look a little bit better, I think. Yeah. Barrel is basically saying that Barrel wants to have biological children, and so getting into a trans relationship would be irresponsible because Barrel knows that it would be specifically only short term. And Barrel doesn't want to do that to somebody else because that would be misleading. Which I think is very mature. Like a wildly mature thing to think and say and do. No, you know what? I liked it. Is Milcery the one that is a hat? Who's Milcery? I feel like I know every Pokemon. Speaking of Pokemon, we got Pokemon music. That was crazy timing. Milcery is a little droplet of cream? All right, hold on. We gotta look this up. Hold on, we gotta look this up. Let's go. Milcery. Yeah, if you guys had music, I wish you did. Oh, it does look like that, doesn't it? Why did they make this Pokemon? Why did they do this? What's wrong with them? They really made Sun and Moon, and they're like, we're done. We don't care anymore. We give up. This is the best that we're ever gonna do. All right, back to Blender. I think this is as good as I'm gonna get for a crown. That's a pillow. I think the way I color it is gonna matter a lot, but I think that's about as good as I can expect on a pillow. I'm actually gonna put this at the bottom. I'm gonna put this at the bottom, but I'm gonna try and make crinkles. Here we go. This is my brilliant idea. I'm gonna turn it so when it falls, this guy's gonna fall on top of it and force it to crinkle over itself. That's not how the physics is gonna work at all, but that's how I see it in my brain. So cool. Let's do some noting. Let's node these guys up. Let's start by getting rid of the room. We're gonna call this Crown Pillow. I'm gonna call this Chair Pillow. And let's model these guys. The D12 is gonna be the one that I'm gonna underwhelm you with the least or the most. So let's not get ahead of ourselves on the D12. Am I gonna do the D12? I'm gonna do the D12, aren't I? All right, sure. You got it. Actually, we're here, we might as well. We'll do the D12 today. So let's go ahead and we're gonna do two things real quick. First off, we're gonna grab these guys and dissolve them. This is gonna be very critical for what we're doing. Try not to gasp while I'm doing this. Try not to lose all of the air out of your body. Oh, something I meant to talk about. Everybody saw Nintendo Z3, right? Are we all in on Nintendo's D3 or E3? Because you know, I don't really have anything else that I would voice my opinions on it for, so I think I'll voice it here if you guys don't mind. But I'd like to get the opinions of the room first off. I think that's all of them. That looks good to me. Don't really care about the Nintendo stuff. What are you into? What's your big one? You're an Elden Ring guy, aren't you? The Nintendo E3, all the new announcements. I'm assuming you caught them. Oh, we're on Pokemon segment right now of the playlist. We're in big Pokemon mode right now. No Animal Crossing? I kind of think Animal Crossing's mostly done. I think they're over it. Do I want to triangulate? Yep, we want to triangulate. All All right, we got more opinions. Sniper said they were done giving opinions, but Sniper has more opinions. Hold on, let me read this. Well, that's kind of a random opinion, but I agree with you. I think marriage is definitely for life. I think the idea of divorce is pretty upsetting. I think when people sort of go like, if it doesn't work, we'll just get a divorce. I kind of feel weird about that. That always makes me feel really strange. I'm like, then what are you doing? Like, divorce should be an option for everybody, right? If things don't work out, things don't work out. That's fine. Animal Crossing had minimal innovation since 2001. I highly disagree with you there, Beryl. I could not disagree more. Animal Crossing has come a long way. Go back and play the original Animal Crossing and go play New Horizons. It's a world of difference. And we got the Kappa face. Very good. Animal Crossing has progressed more than Call of Duty. I'll give you that. Okay, so this is going to be a pretty good setup for our face, and we're going to go ahead and call that little quad, and by quad I mean pentagon. That pentagon is going to be very crucial for us. Now, do we have a little bisecting angle here? We do. You know what's going to happen one day? I've been talking about this for a long time, but you know what's going to happen one day? Nintendo eventually is either going to go out of business or transform into a new kind of company when the next, like, gaming something or other comes out. And eventually, and it's probably not going to happen during our lifetimes. Probably not at all going to happen during our lifetimes. But eventually, the copyrights are going to end, and people are going to open source all of those games. I made a gun and it's 3D. Can you look at it? Yeah. Post it in the Discord channel. I'll check it out after stream. Or at the end of stream. Okay, so let's start getting to this. I'm just going to go ahead and get into it. So we'll go ahead and call this Cactus Pillow. I just made 2 materials somehow. I don't know how that happened. That's a round. This is Cactus Pillow. I appreciate that. Thank you, Sniper. All right, so I'm going to save the D12 for last. But first off, we're here. So we got a cactus. What do I want? Let's get the substance correct first. It's got to be pretty rough. Let's go ahead and actually put on the real render. You're a PC-only kind of guy? I'm mostly a PC-only guy, but I like Nintendo products. Nintendo as a company, I got my doubts. Big doubt. But as far as, like, products go, Nintendo does pretty well. From what I hear, they treat their employees pretty well. They have really good vision. They have amazing vision, and they understand, like, the intricacies of game theory in a way that I don't think anybody else really does. That's not the only thing that matters. So I'm not going to say, like, you know, oh, they're great, they're the best company ever. No, I don't agree with that. But Nintendo is a lovely company and does deserve the praise that they get. They also deserve the criticism that they get. Like, by far. by far. Breath of the Wild looks cool, but not going to buy a Switch just for that. So, yeah, that's, like, my main opinion. I guess that's not my main opinion. My main opinion is Metroid Dread. Anybody who hasn't seen, they're making another Metroid. Apparently it's been in the works for 15 years, which... What? No, it hasn't. It's been in the work for 15 years. The last Metroid game came out less than 15 years ago. Why have they been working on a Metroid game for 15 years, if that's the case? That part makes no sense to me. But it looks kind of bad. I mean, I know we're like one day in and everybody is giving their hot takes and they're saying, oh, it looks like the best game ever. Can't wait to play it. We got to put all our money into it because we got to save the Metroid franchise. And it's like, that's all well and good. I mean, that's not well and good. I don't agree with, like, ceaseless spending of money. But it just looks bad. All of the animations are like super janky and like robot. It reminds me of Legend of Arceus. Like Nintendo's on this weird grind right now where they're making really like messy products. That's what makes me worried about a lot of their stuff coming forward. All right. So we got ourselves this. I kind of want it to be softer looking. Yeah, they've definitely been messy lately. It's pretty sad too, because it's like you have infinite money, and I know you don't want to spend the money. I get that. But like you have infinite money. Just use it. Use it on something. Make something. Like, it's crazy. Also, I didn't have any Nintendo stuff in my childhood, so I don't really invoke those kinds of feelings in me. I think a lot of Nintendo fans have been fans since childhood. I agree with that. For me, I think I've been pretty good at removing nostalgia. I have a list on my my Google Drive of things that I'm nostalgic for, and there's only 3 games that I don't have in my collection that I want. And beyond that, I think I don't care at all. If anybody's wondering, those 3 games would be Awk-Age, The Shadow Kingdom, Xenosaga 3, and Custom Robo. Man, Custom Robo, I go crazy for Custom Robo. That game was divine. Anybody who hasn't experienced Custom Robo, let me explain Custom Robo to you. Custom Robo is a GameCube game where you put Lego pieces together to make robots that you then battle with in an arena. Okay? And I'm going to spoil it for you. I'm going to spoil like a 25-year-old game. So if you don't want to have it spoiled, here's your moment. Okay? We're over. The moment's over. The game takes place in this futuristic city. You're in this like beautifully rendered, futuristic, weird looking city. And like you're going through, there's all these shops. It's got very like big Mega Man energy. And then all of a sudden, a staircase appears on the edge of the city, and you take the staircase up into like a new world, and you realize that you've been living in like a simulation or something for your whole life. And it's just the most mind-melting thing in the world. Like, it just drives me wild. It's the coolest thing I've ever seen. Okay, I think I want a Vernoi texture here. I can't believe they pulled off that game. Your Streamlabs filters definitely do some weird things color sometimes. Yeah, it seems that way. Your dog is fluffy? What kind of dog you got? Yeah, so it gets rid of like navy, or not navy, army green. It gets rid of army green. It is a crown. I appreciate you saying it looks like a crown. That's very good. A Siberian Husky? Sniper? That makes a lot of sense for you. A Husky seems just about perfect for you. There we go. We're going to do it just like that. With an F2, it's going to be perfect. It just fits your whole military, whatever sort of attitude. It really matches what you got going on. What do we want here? I think we want the Euclidean. Okay, check this out. This is going to be great. We're going to go distance to metallic. Remove that. And now we should have sort of a weird looking like metallic-y pillow. I think it could use a little bit more work, but I don't hate it. I'm not against it. We're going to up the roughness a little bit, and that should solve some of our problems. It's true my dad and my uncles were in the military, and I'm going in when I'm 18. It definitely matches your personality. You definitely have like a military sort of energy to you. with the guns and, you know, everything. There we go. We're going to do that. Push this up. How do we like this? You know what? I kind of like it full. That's fine. I don't love this. I don't love that you can see that, but I don't know if there's a better way that I can do it right now. I have to sit and think about it for a bit. So for the time being, this is going to be just fine. Yep. I mean, I just, you know, you had a certain energy to you, and I figured it out. I got away with people. Whether you want to give me that credit or not, I get people. I know people. Yeah, white is good for this. I think we're done on that. I'm going to call that crown pillow. Man. There's something about the Fall Guys soundtrack. If you guys want the canon experience, we're currently listening to the Fall Guys soundtrack. Okay, so now we're going to start doing some randoms. So let's make like an overall pillow look. And I'm going to make the world's perfect pillow. This is going to be it. This is going to be it. We're going to do this. We're going to do a little bit like that. I'm going to make you pillow. Pillow. Make you pillow. Make all this pillow. That's the bag of rice. We don't want to make that pillow. The bag of rice is going to be a pain to make. I do not want to make it, but I'm going to have to. I think we want to keep the rounds as is. I don't know why that didn't take, but sure. There we go. Okay, so those are the pillows. So, when I'm thinking pillow, what am I thinking of? Is this just for fun? Nope, this is going to be going into a project. This is going into a game that I've been working on for an obscenely long time at this point. And I'm glad I'm taking so long, honestly, because I don't exactly know what I'm doing. And if I gave myself a deadline, I think I'd be very stressed right now. So I'm glad that I'm sort of letting myself go, but it's for a game. So the game is basically about a medieval castle that exists out in the middle of no man's land. And one day, a bunch of demons show up and just ransack the castle. They just totally demolish it, start breaking down all the rooms, start rearranging everything. You know, everyone's gone, etc., etc. And as a result of that, you show up, and you're kind of a mysterious character. I don't want to give any clues about what you are, because your character is an important part of this. But your character shows up, and the demons don't seem to care about you, and that's a big part of it. So you get to walk around and see this aftermath and sort of talk to them and, like, just experience what the heck is going on here. And your goal is to sort of piece it together and figure out why they're not attacking you and all sorts of stuff like that. It's kind of a silly game. It's not too serious. It's got a bunch of little just like bits to it. So it shouldn't be taken too seriously. If you're thinking it's going to be a big serious experience, then you're going to be sorely disappointed. But yeah, it's just a game that's all about like piecing it together and figuring out what's going on. I can tell by Castle and Demon. What do you mean by that? So to put it in context, what I'm making right now, this pillow fort is basically the demons sleep in a big giant nest. They're going to be sleeping on top of each other. It's going to be like a bunch of dogs, basically. And so they grabbed all the soft things they could find around the castle and just threw it into a room, and they made it into a nest. Oh yeah, not serious at all. Not a serious game at all. The game that I make after this, I want to be very serious. But I'd rather know what I'm doing when I make a serious game. I don't really want to be that kind of guy that tries to make a serious game and then, like, flubs massively because I don't know what I'm doing. I've typically been somebody who likes to... I'm a bit of a perfectionist, I guess is a good way of saying it. I always want to have a good idea of what I'm up to before I do it. That looks all right to me. It's not my favorite thing in the world, but I think that looks all right. I want to make a game. I don't have enough experience, though. I mean, I'm going to tell you straight up. Just use a pre-made engine. Like, just use Unreal or Unity or Godot or something like that. Like, if you're good enough that you don't need those things, then you'll figure that out later. Hey, Johnny! Long time no see, Johnny. How you been? I'm good. We're working on a little bit of a pillow fort here. Making some crazy little patterns here. Not from a modeling standpoint? What do you mean not from a modeling standpoint? Everybody take a nice drink. Working a lot, luckily. That's good. COVID's been treating you well? Okay, so we're going to make a weave out of this. We're going to go ahead and make this look like as much of a stitch as we can handle. And I'm going to bake the texture anyway, so it probably doesn't matter too much how detailed I go. So let's do a double. So I'm going to go ahead and grab ourselves a little mix RGB on here. Can't complain. What about you? What am I doing for a living? That is a good question right now. For the most part, I am living off of investments. I'm between jobs. I got out of kind of a weird work situation recently. Not recently, but my last job was like a really bad situation, and I had to leave. I don't want to get too dark or too heavy, but it was bad. It was a really bad situation, and I had to jump ship on that thing. So for the time being, I'm just kind of exploring, and I'm working on starting a business right now, and I'm taking it very slow. I'm very fortunate enough to have enough of a passive income to not have to worry about things like that. So I'm just taking my time very slowly and learning and growing and all that sort of jazz. But eventually, the goal is to start a company. And if not, I'll fall back on some stuff. I need more experience from a modeling standpoint, and you can see my experience later in the Discord when you see the gun. Living on the Vibes. Control T from the texture or the texture shader node, and you'll have a texture coordinate and a mapping node. It's good to know. I appreciate that. That's a Node Wrangler thing. Hold on. Hey, good to know. Okay, got it. Boom. Okay, so let's get this guy going. It's always in my best interest, I think, to add a little bit of a distortion to this. Which one do I want? I want this one to be a little bit distorted. You just want to break those waves up a little bit, I think. I also want to do an add instead of a mix, and I want to add them both 100%. I think we might want to lower the density down a little bit. Johnny, what's the last great thing you've made? Between jobs is a great chance to have great opportunities. Glad to see you, by the way. We'll stay here and check out what you're doing. No worries. What's the last thing you worked on? Anything that we can show off? Okay, I'm going to say scale this guy way down. Like that. That's probably perfect. Cool. So we're going to grab all of that. And here's how we're going to do this. I'm going to plug it into a color ramp. We're going to do, that's, what? Hello? Plug that into a color ramp. And we're going to pick our colors. So we got a blue. What else do we want? I'm thinking we want a pink. Oh, good music. I wish you guys could hear the music. We are switching to OBS starting on Friday. Working on this robot? All right, we'll pull it up. And I'll show off Sniper's thing as well. All right, let's see what we got. We got ourselves a little bit of a robot. Oh, man. Johnny Mercado never disappoints. If you're not following Johnny Mercado, this is your time. Follow him. Great man. Wonderful 3D modeler. Like, look at that. Holy cow. I mean, come on. Let's just... They're the same caliber, right? We're in the same ballpark, right? Tell me I'm right. Tell me I'm right. No, obviously not. Not at all. Holy cow. Amazing stuff. As real as it gets. As absolutely perfectly real as it gets. I mean, even the depth on the camera is like... just killer. I mean, how can you even compete? I didn't know you invented Blender. And the little dirt that's in the seam, I mean, oh, goodness me. So what's up with this robot? What are you doing with the robot? Oh, and also, let's show off Sniper's little man. Oh, that's a good looking gun. Holy cow. That's exceptional. That's amazing. Your materials just need a little bit of work. Like, if you get that material on the metal perfect, you're there. Like, this looks great. This looks exceptional. Great hard ops modeling, man. Yeah, for sure. Really cool. Excellent work, guys. Okay, we're back to it. Just box modeling? That's the way to do it. Hey, Streamlabs. Look at Streamlabs actually doing its job for once. Who would have thought? Okay, so what colors do we want for this pillow? I'm thinking we got pink. We got a BRB. That's fine. No worries. You do you. Thinking we want like an off-white. A really yellow off-white. Probably even brighter than that, honestly. What else? Is that it? Just pink, blue? Let's try that. Oh, that looks terrible, actually. Hold on. I didn't think this through. I didn't use my brain. I didn't use my brain for this one. So here's the better way to do this. The better way to do this is to add another mix RGB and plug this into the mix RGB. Plug you there. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to down res one of them, make it a little bit darker. Well, that was a short little trip. Welcome back. I thought you were going to be gone for a bit. Okay, so I'm going to want to hue saturation. Throw this guy up. Just got a drink. You got a drink like 2 things away from you? Did I see your island update? I did. It looks good. I didn't get a chance to super look at it. I think you posted it like maybe like 2 seconds before I started stream. So I didn't really get a chance to look at it, but let's we'll show it off on stream as well. Why not? There we go. That looks perfect. That's about as best as you can hope for. If I was going a little bit overboard, I would add a second one of these and do a second lace on the inside of these. Or I could add a color ramp here. Oh, I'm going to have to do that, aren't I? Why do I give myself more work? Okay, yeah, this will be fine. Let's do it right now. We're going to go ahead and pop in a double color ramp. Like this. This is the island you've been working on for like a month now, right? That does a double lace, right? It does. And what I probably want to do is triangle, triangle. Grab that black, get it close. That's just about perfect, and we'll do the next one. Boom. There we go. Look how good that looks. That looks perfect. Oh. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby, it looks great. The only thing that I think looks bad is that looks like a dirt spot. That looks really dirty there in the crest. So the one thing I'm going to want to do here is probably add a mapping node. And we're going to totally make this thing different. So I'm going to say 90 degrees. Oh, already looks infinitely better. Now, where does it catch? Because there's going to be a catching point somewhere. Maybe there isn't. Maybe I don't see one. Oh, there it is. There's where it catches. So let's do 120. And we probably want to also do this one by just the smallest amount. I'm going to say like 25. Oh, that's bad. Oh, it's because it kept the 120. There we go. 0. Man, I wish you all could share in the music with me, because I'm like jamming over here. I'm like vibing. The attitude is a lot different than it was on Monday. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, cool. So we're here on that. The yellow, or the pink here might be a little bit too pink, so I'm going to lower that pink down just a bit. That's way too much. There's the pink. Actually, I kind of want like a tan, gross brown. Let's do like a gross, weird brown. Like that color. There we go. Okay, perfect. And last but not least, we'll go ahead and throw in some object info, and we'll put in a random. And now we should have a bunch of different pillows. So they should all be slightly different. They look a little messy. I'm going to have to sit here and fix each one individually, I think, but I'll cross that bridge when I get there. I'm done thinking about it for the time being. Is it going to require a bunch of iteration? For sure it is. Okay, so now what? Part of me thinks we should do the bag of rice. You know what I'm going to do? First off, before we do any of this, let's run the simulation. Let's actually run the simulation real quick, because I want to see it in action. So, let's grab all of this. Make sure that we're grabbing it correctly. Cloth, then collision. 4 on the quality steps. Internal spring is 1.5. Everything else is fine, except for friction is 80. Now we copy. Oh, the bag of rice. You know what? I'm just going to make everything except the exact same, except the weight. The weight of a bag of rice is going to be 10 kilograms. I think that's probably about right. If you want to measure a bag of rice and tell me that that's not even close, it's definitely closer than 0.3. But I'm willing to take an exact answer if you guys have an exact answer for me. And we'll just back off a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and set all of this right, run the simulation, and hope that it doesn't decide to freak out and consume our whole screen again. And then we'll be ready to go. So let's do this thing. No, I don't want a force field. No force field. Collision. All right. There we are. There we are. I really wish I could copy materials like this, or not materials, physics like this, but it doesn't seem like it wants to work, so we're just going to take it as this. And we're going. And what do I got? I got 30 minutes before the speed sketch. Not bad. Not bad, folks. It's less work than I expected to do today, but I'm also not upset with what we got done. So it's just a nice sweet spot of being in the middle of everything. Collision is right on that one. Boom. Okay. So I'm going to add probably a little bit more of a spring to this, because I want this to hold its form a little bit better. I'd rather this push other objects away from it rather than let stuff compile on top of it. So we're going to do that. Compile is definitely not the right word for that, but we're going to ignore that I said that. And let's go for it. Okay, we're actually going to blow up the computer. There's no way. There's no way this is gonna work. Okay, we're waiting. I'm watching my CPU counter. I didn't realize I was gonna blow up my computer today. I might not want to be doing this live on stream. I might not want to be doing this live on stream. Oh, that pillow got like real messed up. Why did you get so messed up? What happened to you? These guys are getting really weird. I'm gonna sit and optimize this maybe a little bit. Let's take it back to 1, and we're gonna run this offline. I'll run it offline, and I'll take a picture and show you guys what it looks like, because there's no way I can render this right now. So last but not least, we want to go ahead and do our D12. So let's get rid of everything except for the D12. There we go. And we got to do UVs for it. So D12, let's see what we're working with. D12, we're going to want to... Why are we not getting... What? Why are we not getting any UVs for this? Isn't that weird? Why does it look like that? I'll tell you what, I'll just do a smart... There we go, that'll work. Is this usable? Or should I try and get them closer together? Is that gonna work? I feel like this should work. And we'll just face each pole with each number, right? That one's gonna be hard to do. No, I want to try and flatten it. Yeah, okay, so this is gonna be a real challenge. This is definitely not my area of expertise. I want to... No. Just unwrap each face individually and then pack UVs? You think? How am I going to get flat, though? How do you flatten onto a face? Is there a camera control to flatten? Like, if I want to flatten to this, is there... How would I do that? Period. Oh, period could work. Hold on, is that flat? Now I can't do it again. I did it once, I can't do it again. Why can't I do it again? Period. What? I got it to work one time. If you just select the area where the number will be and press unwrap, it will be flat. Okay, you got it. I'm not sure I really understand what you think is happening, or what I think is happening, but let's go for it, I guess. This is going to be maybe not good. Simo, I'm not sure about this one. What exactly did you want me to do about this? I think this might be a little above what we're doing right now, especially for 20 minutes. I'm trying to think of smarter solutions. I'm trying to rethink this just a little bit. One, I know that I've messed this up because I got to join these guys together, so I think I'm just going to take it upon myself to do that right now. This might be a little, maybe not the best use of time, but I'm just going to do it real quick. I know it's not going to seal correctly if I don't do this. Seal correctly is definitely not the correct term, but so be it. All right, so we are just fixing this up a little bit. I'm going to do a standard unwrap, and we're just going to do a proof of concept, I think. Or, better yet, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and grab... I'm going to make just what I think the background of the dice is going to look like, and we'll save the bump map for later. I'll do that offline somewhere. This gives me good motivation, though. I think Monday I might focus on UV unwrapping. I think that might be a good thing for us to practice. It's definitely a sore spot for me, so if I can force myself to learn it on Monday by embarrassing myself live on stream, sure, let's do that. Is that gonna do it? Is that all of them? I knew I was missing one. I think that's all of them. Yeah, looks good to me. Okay. So I'm going to try just doing the actual material of this, and we're going to focus on the numbers later. Something that might be kind of silly. Okay, I got a dumb idea. Let's do a real dumb idea. I'm going to go ahead and pop that out, and we're going to make this D12. I'm going to have my obligatory stream sneeze. I'm dying. Oh, I'm dying. Okay, we're back. So, we need to throw on an image texture. I'm going to call this D12. Sure, why not? I mean, what else am I going to call it? We're going to go into texture paint real quick. Right here. Where do I want to do this? This could be fine. Okay, we'll do it right here. Texture paint. Actually, we probably do want to do this with the UV, right? I want to grab this node. Missing textures detected. So I've done this wrong. Instead, I want to do it like this, right? And if we go back, why? Missing textures detected. Why? What's wrong? Is it because there's a bump on it? Okay, I have this. Missing textures detected. What? Oh, it didn't create the texture for some reason. Okay, now we're back. Oh, there he is. And we're going to have to re-unwrap this thing because I messed it up because I don't know what I'm doing. Let's go back to edit mode, grab it. Make sure we re-project everything onto this with a smart. Sure, that'll be just fine. And then we'll go back to texture paint and we should be good to go. Kind of wish it wasn't piercing black. Kind of wish I could see what I was working on. There we go. Oh gosh. There's a 2. Now, don't ask me if this dice is weighted correctly because clearly it's not. But I just want to get the idea across. Remember, opposite sides need to add up to 13. All right, Joe, you just broke the rules. Look at this. This is a perfect dice. You know what? I can do an upside down 9 too. I do what I want. Joe, when have you never done what you want? Oh gosh. Oh gosh. There we go. Never. Exactly. We're going to do a 1. And then what we want to do is grab this guy, and you got to do the special one, right? You got to do like a little logo or something. I'm inclined just to do a star, but I'm also kind of inclined to give it something nuts. Let's give it a crown. Fish with a gun? I don't have time for that. I ain't got time for that. Cool. That's my dice. It's bad. There's part of me that likes it, though. There's part of me that thinks that this is actually kind of awesome. My textures aren't working. I mean, we're going to need context. What's going on? Okay. Bada boom. Bada boom. Color to height. Height to normal. Look at that. We invert it and they pop out. Ooh. Gorgeous. And then the last thing you're going to want to do is throw a color ramp on here. No, actually, I don't want the color ramp at all. We want to just keep it nice and simple. I kind of want it to be softer than this, but I don't think there's a way that I'm going to be able to do that. So we're going to keep it like this for the time being. And now I just plug it into a bit of a thing. So one thing that I can do is throw on a mix RGB factor. One of these is going to be white. One of these is going to be black. Bada boom. Check Discord. Okay, that'll have to wait. Look at her. Gorgeous. So we're going to go ahead and throw that roughness pretty high. We're going to go ahead and put a bit of sheen tint on there. And let's model the last little bit of this. So I'm going to plug all of this right there. And by that I meant right there. I'm disliking this woven texture more and more the more I'm looking at it. I think it only works on the chair. I'm like looking at it. I'm looking at it. I'm thinking about it. I kind of like the double print thing, though. That's cool. So instead, let's grab all this. Get rid of all this. Get rid of all this. Save. Very appreciated. Thank you very much. Okay, when I think of a dice, the thing that comes to mind immediately is a magic texture. A dice has a magic texture without a doubt. They have a depth of at least 5. Distortion is a little bit higher. Scale is super low. Man, it's golden. Oh, also, Simo, you told me a way that I make this smoother. I use not a bump. I got to use something else, right? Like a normal... What is it? What is it called? I need to use a... normal map? No. There was some way to make it smoother. What was it? Everybody take a nice little drink. Make sure you're staying alive. What is it? It's not displacement, is it? It can't be displacement. No, it's not displacement. I'm not sure. I'll stick to the bump for now. This is definitely not the final render. Obviously, this is not going in the game, especially not with this like hand-drawn children's number system. But that should be fine for now. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to plug in 2 different colors. I'm not going to think too much about the colors that are here right now. Instead, we're just going to add 2 colors. When I think of classic dice, I think of a purple, I think of that. That to me is like the classic dice. Red and white? I don't think of red and white. I definitely think of this. This to me is classic. Like, that's what dice look like in my brain. Drop that distortion down just a little bit, and then we can up that scale back now that the distortion is higher. I mean, it's perfect. That's what dice look like. Cool. Okay, so I'm going to call it there. This needs a lot of work. I've been making a habit of practicing a little bit more Blender offline. I feel like I was being a little light on myself for a couple of months. I learned a lot the first little bit, and then I slowed down just because I got other things going on in life. It happens. It's normal. But I think it's time to gear up and push. So that being said, if anybody has any nice tutorials or sort of modes of learning that you think I should involve myself with, I would very much appreciate them. I've been kind of diving in lately. I've been focusing on a lot of stuff, getting deeper and deeper into it instead of being more general and loose the way that I was before. And I want both. Use Royal Sky. I think Royal Sky is one of the first people I followed. Royal Sky sounds very familiar to me. Okay, so I can delete the backups. We don't need to worry about them. And we can go ahead and turn everything on. Bada boom. So we've at least done it. Not really. We haven't totally done it. There's a lot to be done. But this will do for now. Let's see what we got going on. Let's see what we got going on the voting. Flip normals again? Okay, tell you what. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna pop open a little YouTube tab. Give me 1 second. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and write flipped normals. And then I'm gonna open a new tab, and we're gonna do Royal Skies. Oh yeah, I followed a lot of Royal Skies materials. Royal Skies taught me a lot about shape keys and stuff. I'm not going to look at the texture stuff right now. I don't have time. Okay, Aramis 3D, and then I'm jumping to the speed sketch. Any other recommendations you have, please post them in the Discord. That'd be very appreciated. Okay. So, what do we have? We have red, anime, husband, body pillow, crying. Why have you done this to me? Why have you made me do this? All right, do we have a favorite do we have a favorite anime husband? I'm gonna call this it for the first half of stream. So, ciao to the YouTube people.